So I get asked all the time, how do I start? How do I even begin to strength train? I'm in terrible shape. I haven't exercised in such a long time. Where do I begin? Well, I'm going to show you how. Today we're going to do 5 body weight exercises that you can do at home and progress from there all the way up to some dumbbells or resistance bands. My name is Alana. I'm a fitness coach, Canadian fitness coach, living here in Mexico, and I've been here since 2022. So let's get started with some body weight exercises. First, we're going to start with our lower body, and we're going to do squats to a chair. So if you have a favorite chair at home that you sit in a lot, let's put it to use. And I'm sorry if you're going to keep losing my head. I just don't have the proper space to be filming this. I apologize. Okay, so just down. If you can, just touch down. Don't relax all the way if you can help it. If you can just tap down. And what this does is having the sofa or a chair behind you, it gives you some confidence that you're not going to fall and hurt yourself. So just gently tap down and come up, and you're going to do 12 to 15 of those. And once you can do those very comfortably, then you're going to come away and do just air squats. So down, you want to try to get as close to parallel to the floor as possible. So you want your knees at a 90-degree angle. And what you want to do with squats is push your hips back. If we squat down like this and our knees are too far forward, we can only go so far. So if we start the motion by pushing our hips back and then letting the knees follow through, if that makes sense. I often say to my clients, pretend your arms are full of groceries and you're pushing the car door shut with your hip. That's kind of the motion that we're looking for. So again, it looks like the hips are going back and then they lower. And that's another good thing about having the sofa, because if you put yourself a little bit in front of it, you're aiming for that. You really want to get those hips back. I hope that makes sense. And if you're having trouble, just send me a message or put a comment there. I'm sure other people will have the same issue. So don't be afraid to just say, hey, I don't really understand what you mean about getting my hips back. But at least you know that now and you'll be aware of it. As you're doing it, do the best you can. Okay, there's another lower body exercise that I'd like to show you. And it's called a reverse lunge. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Tap the knee gently. So you're bringing your feet together and then you're alternating the feet or the legs. And again, you're going to want to do 12 to 15 on each side. So you may have to build up to that. All right, so then we're going to add the calves in. Now, calves are very important. Many people lose that mind-muscle connection with their calves. I've seen it time and time again with men and women. And I'll ask somebody to go up on their toes and they absolutely can't do it. So that affects the way that we walk, because when we push off from that rear foot, we're going up on our toes. And once we can't do that anymore, we're just kind of bringing our feet, we're moving our legs like this. And that's kind of an old person's way of walking. They've lost that mind-muscle connection with their calves. So we don't want to do that. And our calves also help pump that blood up our legs and to our heart. So we really want to keep them strong. Very easy way to do that is doing calf raises. So do a few sets of those, or 2 sets of those of 12 to 15 repetitions. And you can even do those when you're brushing your teeth or washing the dishes. Just incorporate them into your daily routines if you can. So then the next one, so that was squats, reverse lunges, calf raises. That's 3 for our lower body. Well, those are the biggest muscle groups right there. But now we're going to do something for our chest and our triceps. So remember, any kind of pushing motion, whether we're doing a push-up or we're on a bench and we're doing a bench press, that incorporates triceps and chest. Triceps go hand in hand with our chest. Okay, so as I said, we want to keep a straight line from our knees to the top of our head and stack our wrists under our elbows, under our shoulders, and lower and push. Lower and push. And women are typically a little weak in our upper bodies. So these may be difficult at first. But just keep trying, and you will gain strength. The reason that these could be very important is that if we end up on the floor, and we've all heard fallen and can't get up, that's because the person that has fallen has no strength in their upper body, mainly their chest and their triceps. So doing these will really help with that. I mean, we really are, even though we're still young and vibrant and, healthy women, hopefully, we still need to train for our lives. For example, the squats. Once we can't get up and down from a toilet, we've basically lost our independence. So we must be able to squat up and down. We don't want to have somebody helping us out of a chair. And I have seen 90-year-old men and women gain the strength in their lower bodies so that they were able to get themselves up out of a chair, whereas they couldn't do it before. So we're training for life. And in the process, we're doing so many other good things for our bodies that I've spoken about at length in other videos. So go and check those out too. It's not about just making our bodies strong. There's a ripple effect. And strength training affects so much, even our cognitive health. Another way to progress with push-ups is to use an elevated surface. You can, instead of going on your knees, you can do them from your toes, but use an elevated surface, such as a sofa or couch, and that would look like this. And you can use a table. The higher the elevation is, the easier the movement will be. The lower you get down to the floor, the more difficult it will be. So if you want to try that, instead of doing them on the floor from your knees, some people have sensitive knees. You can try this, but then again, some people have sensitive wrists. If you have sensitive wrists, you can roll a towel up and just kind of hold on to it. There's something about having your hands, instead of being flat on the floor, having them wrapped around a towel that makes it easier. Hey, Dilly. Okay, so then we're going to do something called a bird dog. And I mentioned earlier that it's very difficult or challenging to exercise our body with body weight, our backs with body weight, unless we can do pull-ups, which not very many people can, let alone women. And it took me years and years and years before I could do, I think I worked up to 6 or 7 actual pull-ups. I was so proud of myself, but it took years and years. And I was just stubborn stubborn like that. Okay, so here we go. This is called a bird dog. And what we're going to do is get onto our hands and knees. And we're going to reach out with the opposite leg and the opposite arm. So right arm, left leg, and I'm really reaching and squeezing the glutes and the spinae erector muscles that go up and down the spine. And alternating, and hold for a count of maybe 2 or 3. And remember to breathe. And we're going to keep doing that until we've hit maybe 12 to 15 on each side. When we're doing alternating exercises like that, doing 15 on each side seems like it takes forever. So I would say if you're doing some alternating like the reverse lunges or the bird dog, as long as you're doing 10 to 12, you'll be fine. So, otherwise you're going to get bored. So that's it for the body weight exercises. Those are 5. And we did the squats, and either to a chair or just in like free air squats. We did reverse lunges. We did calf raises. We did push-ups from our knees or an elevated surface. And we did the bird dog. So what I would like to see you do is the first week, if you're feeling, not quite up to snuff yet, and it takes a lot out of you to just do those one set of each, then just do that. But very soon after a week or 2, do 2 sets of each exercise. And you could do it as a circuit, is probably the best way. Do your squats, and then your lunges, then your calf raises, and then your push-ups, and then your bird dog, and go back and start that again. That's all you need to do. And do that for a month or 2, and you're waking your body up. And guess what? The body will respond in the best way. So this is the way to get started if you haven't done any exercise in a long time or never have. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. And your question may be somebody else's question, so don't be shy. Okay, so I am going to say goodbye right now from beautiful Mexico. I thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. And I'm so sorry for all these awkward shots, but bye for now.